Alright, in this video, we're going to continue the shell method, so finding the volume of a region using shells or cylinders. The volume, one more time, remember, will be the integral of 2 pi times the radius times the height. That's sort of the common thought process or formula that we're using for these ones. So for this example, we're going to have R be the region in the first quadrant bounded by y equals x squared, which I have graphed here, y equals 4, and x equals 0. And since it's the first quadrant, that's why it's the one here on the right. That's the region in question. And we're going to use the shell method to find the volume of the solid generated when this region R is revolved around the line x equals -6. So x equals -6 is this vertical line here. We're going to revolve this about that line. So this is kind of like revolving about the y-axis. And we're using the shell method. So you can visualize each little sliver or x value sliver as this revolves around. This will create a cylinder all the way around to the other side, and that will have now a larger radius. Instead of just x, my radius is now actually going to be an x plus 6 because I added 6 units to that radius. All right, and then also the intersection point in this case, if I were to set those two equal to each other, if I were to set x squared equal to 4, you're going to see that we'll have the x equals plus or minus 2, and that is how we're going to get our volume. Is going to be the integral from 0 to 2 of 2 pi, our radius of x plus 6, and your height is still going to be the top minus bottom. So your height is still the top minus bottom, so you're thinking about the very top function and then the very bottom function for each cylinder that you're creating, which in this case is going to be 4 minus x squared dx. And then we simplify. I'm going to take the 2 pi out because it's a constant of integration, so it's a little bit easier if you take that on the outside. And then I'm going to actually go through and distribute along the way. If you start to distribute or FOIL, it's going to be easier to integrate that way. So that'll become now 4x minus x cubed plus 24 minus 6x squared dx. If there were any like terms, you would definitely want to combine those first, but it looks like there's not, so we'll go ahead and integrate right away. So 2x squared minus x to the 4th over 4 plus 24x minus, and then when that becomes 6x cubed over 3, that'll become a 2x cubed. And I'm going to evaluate that from 0 to 2, which after plugging in the 2 and then plugging in the 0 for the lower bound, when we plugged in the 0, the lower bound, each of those x's turned into a 0. You got to end up with a total of 72 pi units cubed. Okay, so that's another example using the shell method, finding a volume using the shell method. The next thing I wanted to show you guys, this would be a really good summary. Now